time allowed this morning in this Prix Renaissance by Prestige. If you haven't walked, you've got about 5 minutes to do so. We're underway then. Good morning to you all. The best of luck. Enjoy your day. Now, for the benefit of the parents and the trainers mainly, we have our team of stewards downstairs. It is a Grand Prix, so there'll be a hind boot check on the way in, please. Boots and bandages on the way out. Do work with the team. They're a great bunch of stewards here at Centaur Park. They will look after you. Four minutes, please, everybody. 4 minutes.
Slide feet up the street, bend your back, shift your arm, then you pull it back. Life's hard, you know. So strike a pose on a Cadillac. If you wanna find all the cops, they're hanging out in the donut shop. They sing and dance. They spin the club cruise down the block. All the Japanese that they and the party boys call the Kremlin. And the Chinese know. They walk the line like Egyptian. All the cops in the donut shop say. Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
So hello and welcome to day number 2 of the FEI Youth Nations Cup here in Belgium. Centaur Park not only playing host to the first European leg of the Youth Nations Cup series, but also presents the final instalment of the 2023 season, With the riders making their final preparations out on the course wall, we turn our attention to the second day of competition, featuring the Nations Cup Grand Prix classes, with the ponies taking centre stage. In the first class this morning, Great Britain's Rafael Suarez, the mastermind behind the track, assisted by the Netherlands' Marc Dijon and Rins Windegem, and Belgium's Bart Hendricks, making up that team of full course designers. 30 combinations coming forward to contest over the track here this morning, of 12 fences and 15 jumping efforts. The ponies are expected to run at a speed of 350 metres per minute, so equates to a time allowed of 72 seconds. It's one initial round of jumping with those on an equality of faults that'll be returning for the jump off around the shortened course against the clock. The first of 30 to come forward. We wish them all the very best of luck indeed, and we start with the Netherlands. It's Bethany Vos and Still Got Me. The bay gelding by Follow Me, Bethany Vos in the ownership position alongside Wim Vos as well. Bethany, who was jumping in the Nations Cup qualifiers just yesterday, rode Nashville B. But today, no qualification opportunities. Tomorrow it's the Challenge Cup, and it's the Nations Cup final that takes place on Sunday. Represents at the first, it's an early full faults on the card. Bethany Vos for the Netherlands with Still Got Me. Just coming through the last of the combination fences there, 10A, 10B. The first of those combinations comes at fence 4, the treble, right at the start of the track. Over the penultimate, big push down the final line, sees them just coming away from that final fence. Total of 21.88 to 76. The time in for Bethany Vos and Still Got Me, the pathfinder in this CSIOP, the Nations Cup Grand Prix. It's day number 2 out at Centaur Park. So to the next we go, and don't forget you can keep yourselves up to date with the running leaderboard. We'll be showing you up on the screen throughout the class, but you can find them all up to date online at online.keep.com. So do go and take a look at that. But next we go to Belgium, and it's Christel Sparkel van Biegeveld and Robin Vermeer. Robin, who was part of the European team, the pony European team for Belgium in Le Mans, France, back in July. And since then has been on really good form, jumping in some of the children's classes as well in Valkenswaard, and finishing in the top 10 on many an occasion. Brings forward the 17-year-old Map with a tremendous amount of experience, but has been partnered with Robin for quite some time now. Robin Vermeer and Christel Sparkel van Biegeveld, the second to go. The ponies were certainly in flying form here yesterday in the Nations Cup qualifier, and the first two coming out and certainly giving it a good shot. It's just the one rail down on this occasion, 71.13, so just inside the time allowed of 72 seconds. No problems there for our second to go. Robin Vermeer, Christus Bakker van Beekveld takes the lead for now. Remember, in this format of class, we'll be taking those on an equality of faults through to the jump-off around that shortened course against the clock. That might mean that we have a list of 4 faults at the top of the leaderboard, and we bring back all the 4 faulters. The likelihood, though, is that we get a selection of clear rounds. At least that's what we're hoping for from the ponies, and it'll be those clear rounds that come back and contest in the jump-off. We'll see how they get on as we look to our third to go. Milbeck and Elevant Vithov. And the only international ride in the stable for Emil Beck of Belgium. But has already seen what the Nations Cup is like, was competing out in Lepeltausen and Zuidveld as well this year. Not part of the Nations Cup team, but has certainly ridden in that atmosphere, so puts them in a good position here in the competition, having already seen just what these shows are like. And again, picking up 4 faults in the latter part of the track. Over at fence number 8, rolls back round out right-handed past the Mercedes. Gets really close to the vertical at 11, but gets away unscathed. It's just the water trade to complete then at 12, and does so in a time of 68.48 for faults. And you can see that puts him into equal first as well. Those other riders will be placed according to faults and time, but that shows that we could be having 2 full faulters coming back. Will be provided, though, with the first of the clear rounds, as Laura Tiskins is next. She also competed in that Nations Cup qualifier just yesterday for Team Belgium, put in a nice clear round, and all the ponies coming back to jump in that Nations Cup final on Sunday, since there were less than 8 nations that came forward to present. Laura Tiskins and Neveo. Yeah, they'll be really pleased with that. It is the first of the clear rounds in the competition. 69.95, it's the third rider for Belgium and the 4th to go. Puts in the first of those clears. Now we move to Finland, and a rider that's already been in the top 5 with us here this week. Finished 5th in the Stephex Horse Tracks under 25 big tour. That competition against the clock just yesterday. Will they be able to continue that strong form with us here this morning in the Ashford Farm Arena? It is for Finland. It's Viva Salmon, Nero van de Buxtel. Off to a gentle start, clear of the Oxer at 2, then they turn on that left-handed line and roll back on themselves to those big yellow rails at number 3. 12 fences, 15 jumping efforts. A reminder of the time allowed, 72 seconds. Not been too much of a challenge for the riders so far this morning. Does remain as the one clear round at this stage for Belgium. Vera Salmian picks up 12 faults, 71.69, and goes into 4th place for now. We've only seen 5 come forward, very much all to play for. Will this be the second of the clear rounds as we look to Switzerland? A rider that was part of the Nations Cup team out in Austria back in May. Saw Switzerland finish with a really good spot in those European final standings. One of their best runs on the Nations Cup series so far. Victoria Shabakov and Electra. The 11-year mare by Ivanhoe. Eight faults it is, 68.27. Comes forward composed this morning, but 8 faults drops them into 4th place. Who's on quality faults returning for that jump off. But from Switzerland, we go to the Netherlands. The first for them, it's Peter van der Gruvenhoevel, the ride for Noah Fransen. Partnership that have spent quite a bit of time out here at Centaur Park in recent weeks and months. Spent the early part of 2023 here as well, jumping in those international pony classes, picking up some nice runs in the placings. Fransen, the first for the Netherlands. And currently, we're seeing Belgium in the 1-2-3 position, just the one clear round at this stage. Tisken's going clear with Neveo just a short while ago. Will this be the second of the clears, perhaps? Would it confirm a jump off? 30 contesting in total around the track here this morning by Great Britain's Rafael Suarez. Has the last part down, though, of the treble. It puts 4 on the card. Goes clear of the 11th. Now just that final fence to go. It's that big open water trade. And there's time penalties, unfortunately, to add as well. Their knock on the door of 72 seconds, which is the time allowed. Stop the clock in 72.77. 1 commenced second over that time allowed. Does incur 1 time penalty. 3 down as well, so it's a total of 12 for jumping. 13, the final penalty score for Noah Fransen and Peter van der Gruvenhoevel of the Netherlands. Viggo Bergstrand takes centre stage now, rider that's not just running in the pony classes, but has also been jumping the FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth for the children categories as well. Certainly going to be a busy week for Sweden. Not the first to have the final part of that treble combination down. They want to put that behind themselves, keep pushing on with confidence. Down comes the 5th as well, so puts 8 jumping faults on for now. At the halfway mark of the track. 15 jumping efforts in total. They've got another combination fence to come. We're rolling round to that now. Goes neatly through there. Now that right-handed turn, 2 jumping efforts to complete. The vertical to the Oxer along that final line for Sweden's Viggo Berstrand and Guthmar Allard. 73.01 time penalties 2. 8 for jumping, 2 for time, and into 5th they go in this first round of competition. So back to the Netherlands. The first, those Dutch riders sitting in 7th at the moment. Eva Eden van Grunsven will hope to put her mark on the competition this morning on Special Lady. The same ride that was out taking top 5 placings in Zuidveld and Hagen in the month of June. Eva Eden van Grunsven, the second for the Netherlands, and our next to go. Could this confirm a jump off of clear rounds? Could it? Over the last they go. It certainly is clear, and it's a great run in a time of 68.21. Eva Eden van Grunsven goes clear with Special Lady for Anki Holding. That is a good run around the track here this morning. So it will be Laura Tiskens and Eva Eden van Grunsven that'll be returning to jump off against the clock, and will a rider for Great Britain join them? Was certainly in great form earlier on this year. They were part of the silver medal winning team at the Nations Cup Series in Austria, and a bronze medal finish at the Pony Europeans in Le Mans. It is the Irish Sports Source 13-year-old by Louis Dam, Thaxton Freedam and Georgia Cooper Hall. Look at the time. 73.82. Puts 2 time penalties up on the board there for Georgia Cooper Hall and Thaxton Freedam. And it is now the clear rounds that will be bringing back to jump off against the clock. Might have been clear for jumping, but unfortunately those time penalties do put them out of contention. Into 3rd they go for now, though, in the first round. But here comes Ireland's Cian Daw and Sparkling Lackamore Joey, the partnership that helped Ireland secure their place in the Nations Cup final for the ponies on Sunday. Had a really good finish there. Ireland have been in tremendous form this year. And this rider, no exception. Cian Daw, Sparkling Lackamore Joey. 2 clear rounds so far. Just under 10 seconds to get home. Should have plenty left in the tank there. Certainly do. 68.51, and it's clear round number 3. Now it's Ireland, the Netherlands, and Belgium all returning to that jump off. 3 in so far. The likes of Laura Tiskens, Avery Eden, Van Grunsven, and the latest clear. It's Ireland's Cian Dorr, with Edeldoor's sparkling Lackamore. Joey, have we opened the door for more and more clears to come forward as the first of the German riders presents Leonie Panda and Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, the chestnut mare by Maverick 109 of Garfield. Leonie both owns and rides this one. The same ride that took a top 10 finish in the two-phase international class at Hagenbach in June. The A element of the treble combination goes. And as does the Oxer at 3 as well, so it's a running score of 8 for now. Finished with a total of 18 there. 73.67 the time for Leonie Panda and Gwendolyn. 16 for jumping and 2 for time. So from Germany to the Netherlands, Renske van Middendup and Dollarboy the second. Another rider who was part of the European team, in fact, in France in July. Saw Team Netherlands finish in a good position in that overall team championship, and now sets up for the treble. A clear, B clear, then to the vertical through the first of those combination fences. Time could be tight here. Yep, 72.02 puts one time penalty on the card as well. Alongside those 8 jumping faults, it's a total of 9 in 72.02 for Renske van Middendup and Dollarboy the second. But Switzerland come forward once again in the first round of the competition as Krettinger and Blackjack Dudombiev made up the Swiss European team. The Penny Europeans in Le Mans. And further back, has them in great form, in fact the first of their ever 3 international runs. With this 13-year-old had 3 wins out in Italy. Well, they're hoping to add to that impressive roster of results here today, but an early 4 faults won't see them coming back into the jump-off. But it all depends how many more clear rounds we have, really, because the other riders that don't make it into the jump-off are placed according to their faults and time. So could potentially be a top 10 finish, having seen 3 clear rounds. Laura Tiskens, Avery Eden, Van Grunsven and Cian Dorr, the 3 clear at this stage. But this is the final rider for Switzerland. We won't be seeing them in the jump-off here on day number 2 of the Youth Nations Cup final at Centaur Park. 69.77 is where the clock stops. They're okay in terms of time penalties, but 2 down means 8 jumping faults, and into 8th place they go in the first round. So back to Ireland. Ireland already got 1 into the jump off. Cian Dore had a great clear round some 10 minutes ago. We might be able to get another one in for Ireland, but first we look to Germany. In fact, it's Carlotta Mischa-Forman on Blackpool SHNRW. The Westphalian mare by Hilkens Black Delight had a lucky strike. Owned and ridden by Carlotta Mischa-Forman for Germany. Could Germany be heading into the jump-off? They certainly are. 70.52 and a clear for Carlotta Mischa-Forman and Blackpool SHNRW. So, it's Germany, it's Ireland, it's the Netherlands, it's Belgium, all coming back. And we've just hit the halfway mark in the first round of this CSIOP Grand Prix first round. Busy morning of jumping for the ponies at the height of 1.30 m. Around this track of 15 jumping efforts from Great Britain's Rafael Suarez, the Netherlands' Marco de Jong and Rens van der Gem. Also part of that course design team, Belgium's Bont Hendricks with them too. So it is Ireland's Emily Maloney that comes now. The KWPN mare by the name of Lady Crown, Crown Z, the sires, and or Z. But I'm sire of this one. And already neatly through that treble. Could we get 2 in for Ireland? Cian Dore always and already in the jump off. There's certainly time for more to come yet, halfway in the first round. For now remains as the one Irish rider coming back to jump that shortened course against the clock. Emily Maloney, Lady Crown, 4 for jumping, 70.65. And another for Ireland comes next. It's Lily Tunney, Gabriel Tunney's 13-year-old Irish sports horse gelding Fireman. Lily, who's been jumping this 13-year-old on the international circuit for a little while now, but jumping here in Centaur back at the end of March, the start of April. That was the first of the European legs of the Youth Nations Cup Series of 2023. Don't forget, if you've missed any of the action, you can watch it all back on demand by Clip My Horse TV, so do go and take a look. Lily Tunney and Fireman for Ireland. Yeah, another for Ireland heading into the jump-off joins Cian Dall. Lily Tunney and the Fireman, 71.02. And a little bit of time left on the board as well as we turn to Poland in this CSIOP Grand Prix first round. Victoria Quilina and Alexis. The first and only rider contesting for Poland here this morning in this Pony Grand Prix. Real shame to see them pick up those 4 faults. 66.29 the time in for the only Polish rider in the field, Victoria Quilina and Ira Kaz's Lexus. So, who's coming back at this stage? Laura Tiskens for Belgium, Avery de Man Grensven for the Netherlands, Cian Dall and Lily Tunney for Ireland, Carlotta Mischa-Forman for Germany. That rounds out the 5 combinations at this stage of the competition coming back into the jump-off. We've got 12 still to go, and this is the first of them. Back to Germany with Antonia Hassler, Clarissa NRW, her ride. Partnership that made up part of the German team on the German leg of the Nations Cup Series back in Hagen in June. They make that right-handed turn to this vertical. And then on to those Centaur Park Oxers to number 6. Does remain as the one German rider heading back to the jump-off. Antonia Hassler, late for jumping, 71.59, ranks them 13 in this first round. With Ireland returning, could it be 3 for 3 for them in that jump-off? Rinkula Babog, the ride for James Derwin. Another Irish sports horse side by Louis Dam. And they had a great run with us yesterday in those Pony Nations Cup qualifier. All pony teams heading through to the Nations Cup final on Sunday. And as a result of that, none of them will be contesting in the Challenge Cup, the feature class, for tomorrow here in the Ashford Farm Arena. So Ireland's James Derwin, Rinkula Babob get underway. Really working hard through that double combination. So far, so good for Ireland's James Derwin and Rinkula Babob. They go clear in a time of 66.60, and it puts another Irish rider into the jump-off. 6 coming back to jump that shortened course against the clock. As we look to the first of 2 riders for Denmark, the last to gain this first round will also be for Denmark. That'll be the like of Palmer Sophie Garay, Jansen Christensen, but Olivia Dressler is the first of those for Denmark. On this mare by the name of Jasmine's Holly, by West Star Sunny out of Moore's Clover. What form they were in those international pony classes at their home base in Norway just some 2 weeks ago. Taking the win at a height of 1.20 m with 2 holes up on the wings here this morning at the height of 1.30 m. The speed requirement's the same, 350 metres per minute. The middle part of the treble going down, and the last as well. So an early 8 faults, but the pace not slowing. Really pushing on this morning. Quick round in a time of 66.04, but those 12 jumping faults don't allow them to unlock the jump off on this occasion. So to Isabella Rogers we go. Contested Neil 55 in the qualifier for the Nations Cup final here this week, but now presents Queen Star. Isabella, who has very fond memories here at Centaur Park. Won on the first of the European legs of the Nations Cup series here. So I'll be looking to add to those positive memories. Queen Star the ride for Great Britain's Isabella Rogers. Georgia Cooper Hall also for Great Britain had a nice run with us here in the CSIOP, but did pick up 2 time penalties. I'm sure the team has had a quick chat ringside and spoken about just needing to up that pace a fraction. 72 seconds the time allowed. Yes, Great Britain into the jump-off of this CSIOP. Isabella Rogers and Queen Star, 65.56. The jump-off really getting padded out now. How many have we got in there so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 now to the jump-off. And we've still got 8 to jump. Turn our attention to Sweden, and it's Selma Gustafsson Thielen and Barra Valley Shadow. A 10-year-old done gelding by Temple Breedy Fairview, owned by Anne-Sophie Thelen and Charlotte Thelen. Already seen one rider come forward for Sweden. This the second and final of the Swedish riders in the first round of this Pony Grand Prix. No problems navigating through the last of the combination fences. Those in the CSIOP jump the first of the combinations. It comes very early on the track. The treble at 4 and then the double at 10 AB. Goes clear, so Sweden into the jump off with Selma, Gustaf and Thielen. And Barra Valley Shadow 17.94 the time. Big pats for that gelding. They'll be super pleased with that. Big, really, where memories are made out of the Nations Cup Series here at Centaur Park. So Katie Bradburn, another for Great Britain. We've got one British rider into the jump off, that of Isabella Rogers. But Katie Bradburn, she knows what it takes to get through, especially on this 15-year-old gelding as well. Took the ride on this 15-year-old in April from another one of the British team members, Anthony Marriott. Already picked up multiple national placings at the height of 1.30 m. And had a good run with us yesterday in the Nations Cup qualifier. Kenny Bradburn and Ardar Boy. And there's still 2 more riders for Great Britain to come. Sees a long one down that final line. Katie Bradburn, Ardar Boy, 4 faults, 67.55, so won't be heading to the jump-off. But Great Britain's Madison Seedhouse will hope to change that with this gelding by Dexter Leopold in the ownership position of Van de Woezit, the winner of the Pony 1.30 Grand Prix Lepperthausen Youth Festival in Austria back in May. And the good form really has continued since then, with Nation Cup runs in Zidvold and a bronze medal finish at the Pony Europeans in Le Mans. Madison Seedhouse, Van de Woezit, the penultimate rider for Great Britain. Could be joining Isabella Rogers for Great Britain in the jump-off. They certainly do. 66.8. It's clear. Us and Van de Woezit. Great Britain jumping there, and it's Belgium that come next. Clementine Lux, the pony rider, also making up part of the Belgium team in the Nations Cup competitions, albeit on a different ride. She was riding Castellicchio in the Nations Cup competitions, but Bounty is the ride she brings forward now. The horse fighter pairing that have been out finishing in the top 10 over in the Netherlands in Valkenswaard in those Pony Grand Prix. She'll be hoping to secure her place in the jump-off. We've got 5 to go in the first round. 8 faults it is, and in a time of 68.65, Clementine Lux and Bounty jumping here in the first round of the CSIOP, the Penny Grand Prix, the first of the Grand Prix classes that we run here this morning at Centaur Park. It's day number 2 of the FEI Youth Nations Cup. And we look towards the rest of the day. It'll be the juniors that come forward next, 64 in total jumping in that Grand Prix, then to the children, and then the young riders, running off day number 2 in the Ashford Farm Arena. Ireland's Paddy Reap forward now on the 13-year-old by the name of Fernando. This one out of Clonmany by Mr. Pretender. The final rider for Ireland, and in fact the first of the final 4 to jump in this first round. Clear it is there for Paddy Reap, and in a time of 69.79 as the jump off gets bigger and better by the round. Armindy Kostilg and Millie Davis forward now, the same horse rider pairing that had a top 4 finish with us yesterday in the CSIOP, the Nations Cup individual track, and meter 25. Also finished third with Techmore Joey, the run that's been seen on a many European and national team under Phoebe Farnham, but mainly taking over the ride some time ago. Armindy Kostilg, the 13-year-old mare, owned by Cousin Deacon, navigates through the first of the combinations at 4 ABC. Right-handed now to this vertical at 5. It's come down once or twice, but no problems for Millie Davis. We've got 2 to jump. Heads into time penalties as well, stops the clock in 72.24, and with a time allowed of 72 seconds, it puts 1 time penalty on the card, alongside 8 jumping as well, so finish with a total score of 9. Millie Davis there for Great Britain. So with 2 left to jump, we've got 1 for Belgium and the final rider for Denmark. Belgium first though, and it's Martha Louise Dieu and Swarovski, the international pairing, who were jumping for the Belgian European team at Le Mans in July and made up the Nations Cup in Goulamanoore back in April. Had a nice top 3 finish on that occasion, and shows their skill as they navigate down that treble that's caused a plethora of problems for these pony riders this morning. But to be fair, the challenge has been set very well indeed by Great Britain's Rafael Suarez and the team. Course designer of Great Britain. But at a championship show, at the Nations Cup final, do have to be challenged. It's exactly what he's done as we come to the last of the combinations. Picked up those 4 faults fairly early on and just opted to drop that pace a fraction. Was in fact 8 jumping faults and 1 for time, 72.91 the time in from Louise Dew and Swarovski, our penultimate in the first round. So we come to our last to go, and it is with Diddy Morgan's Bodesi de Aveline. It's Parma Sefik Jansen Christensen for Denmark. Ten coming back to the jump off. Will we break that ceiling? Will we get to 11? Unfortunately, won't be seeing Denmark's final rider in that jump off. Picks up 4 faults early on the track. So 10 coming back to the jump off. Be having a look at that course in a moment. For now though, on track it is the last to go. Panama Pacifically Jansen Christensen and Bodesi de Aveline. Puts in a good effort for sure. A shame about those 4 faults, but a time of 68.31 ranks them at 14th. With the jump off now on the way, the team will jump into action as we look to Fenty's 11, 14, 15, 6, 4AB, 1 and 2. 11, 14, 15, 6, 4AB, 1 and 2. They'll be starting over number 11, that the penultimate fence from the first round. Then to number 14, it's straight down to jump at 9 in the opposite direction. Then rolling round right-handed to the Oxer at 15. That's the final fence in reverse. Once they've cleared the 15th, it's then left-handed to the Oxer at number 6. And then really twisting and turning because it's a right-handed turn then to 4A and 4B, the first 2 parts of what was the treble combination in the first round. Then just 1 and 2 to jump. It's a tight right-handed turn. Will they come on the inside of fence number 5, the water tray, or will they take the long route round to the penultimate fence in the jump off? It's then on to the Oxer at number 2 to complete in this jump off. A length 320 metres with a time allowed of 55 seconds. In the jump off for this CSI OP Grand Prix. 11, 14, 15, 6, 4AB, 1 and 2. And we've got 10 coming back to the jump off. They'll be jumping in the order in which they qualified from the first round, with Laura Tiskens getting us underway for Belgium. The likes of the Netherlands, Ireland, Germany, Great Britain and Sweden all coming back. We wish them the best of luck. We'll be back with you in just a few minutes' time as we set the stage. So there is the start list for the jump off here this morning in the CSIOP Nations Cup Grand Prix for the ponies. They're jumping at the height of 1.30 m. And the time allowed set for these riders of 55 seconds. Laura Tiskens gets us started. Then we'll go to the Netherlands of Eva Eden van Grunsven, Kian Door, Carlotta Mush-Foreman, Lily Tanney, James Derwin. Coming for Ireland, Isabella Rogers for Great Britain, alongside that of Madison Seedhouse. Sweden will be jumping between those British riders. And then Paddy Leap for Ireland to complete in this jump-off. 10 coming back. And if you take a look on your screen now, they are the 10 that return. Keep up to date yourselves with all the scores as we see them here on site and in the studio at online.akeep.com. Wish all the combinations the best of luck. Let's take a look, though, one more time at the challenge that's been set by Great Britain's Rafael Suarez and his team. 11, 14, 15, 6, 4AB, 1 and 2. The start over fence number 11, the penultimate fence from the first round. Then to number 14, which is fence 9 in reverse. A right-handed turn then to jump fence number 12 in the first round in reverse. So that last fence being jumped in reverse. Then to number 6, it's left-handed to the Oxer. Right-handed, a quick turn to 4A, 4B. Just the first two parts now of what was the treble combination. Then just to 1 and 2. How fast dare they push? How quick dare they turn in the jump-off for this Nations Cup Grand Prix pony class? Wish them all the very best of luck indeed. The first of 10 will be getting underway in just a moment's time. But don't forget, if you've missed any of the action, you can watch it all back on demand via Clip My Horse TV, and the Nations Cup class is going through FEI TV as well. Ten come forward in the first of the Grand Prix classes jump-offs this morning, and we start with Belgium, Susie Lismans, Gelding Naveo and Laura Tiskens. 55 seconds the time allowed, running over a length of course of 320 metres. 11, 14, 15, 6, 4AB, 1 and 2. The first of 10 to go in the jump-off. Opts to take that inside turn. She's got two fences to go. The vertical to the Oxer now at number 2. The final fence of the jump-off. What a start in the jump-off, the CSIOP. Laura Tiskens and Naveo certainly do set the standard of 36.67 and a double clear for them. Let's see how the rest of the field will get on now as we look to a combination that were in really strong form here yesterday. The FEI Jumping Nations Cup Youth for the ponies secured Netherlands a spot in the final And when they come to the final, they'll be jumping in reverse order of merit as well. The Netherlands, one of the last teams to go. Avery van Gransven and Special Lady. The first part of what was the treble coming down. It's the A element of 4 as they roll back on themselves, turn inside. I think we'll see the majority of riders doing that here this morning. At a 8.14 the time, and a 4 faults in the jump off there for our second to go. Avery van Gransven and a Special Lady produced the only clear round for the Netherlands, and they finished third in the Nations Cup qualifier for the ponies yesterday. Kian Doyle and Sparkling Lackamore Joey is who comes next. They jumped a great clear round to secure Ireland's second place in the Pony Nations Cup qualifier yesterday. Will they make it the second double clear in this jump off? Laura Tiskins leads 36.67, the time to beat. So our third in the jump off now away. Kindor and Sparkling Lackamore Jerry. They start over the vertical at number 11. Wow, he means business. He's certainly not here to make up the numbers. He wants to take the win here this morning. That's clear over the 14th. Then back on themselves to what was the final fence in reverse. My oh my, this is quick. It certainly is. The leading time currently sits at 36.67. He's got more than 10 seconds to get home now and just 2 fences to go. Kian Dawes, Sparkling Lackamore J for Ireland. Yes, they've done it. 32.78. What a round that was. What a round. Goes into the lead by over 3 seconds. Good run for Ireland. And we've got more of the Irish riders to come. 3 of them in fight. So, to Germany. Carlotta Mescher-Foreman with now changes at the top of the leaderboard. Black Pearl SH NRW she rides. They are the fourth to go. A new time to beat. 32.78. Doesn't look to be pushing too hard, but has certainly made progress around the course. 37.82, and it's clear for Germany's Carlotta Mescher-Foreman. Black Pearl SHNRW takes third for now, the steadiest of those clear rounds, with Eva Eden van Gransven wrapping up the top 4, the quickest of the only 4 faulting round that we've seen in the competition. So, 4 have jumped. We come to the first of the final 6, with a total of 10 coming to the jump-off. The first of our Grand Prix classes today. Back to Ireland, and it's Fireman for Lily Tunney. Lands after that combination in 22. The time to beat. was that of 32.78, but Lily Tunney pushes Keen Door down to second. She goes quicker now with her time of 32.33. Ireland have the 1-2, Belgium in third, Germany fourth, and the Netherlands in fifth place. So we go back to Ireland now, and to a rider that's already been finishing in the placings here this week. Had a top 5 run in the small tour against the clock yesterday over in the Stefex Arena. And will he be able to mix things up a little bit? Take a quick look at the leaderboard for now. Lily Tunney and Fireman lead. 32-33, just jumped now. Cian Dore in second. Laura Tiskins rounds out those podium placings. So, Ireland's James Derwin and Rinkula Bob. Lily Tunney says, catch me if you can, because Ireland mean business here this morning in Belgium at Centaur Park. Time to beat a 32-33. Can he do enough? It's not quite close enough, but it's a good run. 33-24. Ireland have the 1-2-3 in this CSIOP, the Nations Cup Grand Prix. Third for James Derwin and Rinkula Babog, and we've got more to come. The top 5 placings on the leaderboard all encapsulate the double clears for now, with Isabella Rogers coming next on Queen Star. James Derwin might have taken a top 5 placing in the small tour, but it was Isabella Rogers that rode to the win in that 1 metre 15 class here yesterday. What can she do with Queen Star? Isabella Rogers. We've got 4 to go. (34.15) and adds to the clear rounds, the double clears in fact in this Pony Grand Prix. 34.15 goes fourth for Great Britain's Isabella Rogers and Queen's Star. First of the final 3 now in this jump off, and it's Selma Gustafsson Thielen and Barra Valley Shadow. The target time set by Lily Tunney and Fireman for Ireland, 32-33. Ireland to have first, second and third on the podium. And we've got this one for Sweden, we've got another one for Great Britain and another for Ireland. Does look a little bit steadier, this one for Sweden, but certainly covering the ground. Faults awarded in the early portion of the track, but certainly doesn't phase them. Twists slightly over the A element of what was the treble in the opening round. Comes to the penultimate clear there, and now just the one fence to go. It's the carved heads, Oxer at 2:41.63, and 4 jumping faults for Selma Gustafsson Thielen and Barra Valley Shadow. And then there were 2, because the first of the final 2 comes in the shape of Great Britain's Madison Seedhouse and Florence Foreski's gelding Von de Vuzy. So 4 faults it is, and the time for Madison Seed House, 40-44 under Vaughan de Vussy, the penultimate in the jump-off of this Pony Grand Prix on day number 2 here at Centaur Park. Day number 2 of the FEI Youth Nations Cup goes into 8th place. And we've got one to go because Ireland are sat in 1st, 2nd and 3rd. Can they get into 4th position as well and dominate the competition? He is the last to go on the gelding by the name of Fernando by Mr. Pretender out of Clonmany JJ. It's Ireland's at Paddy Reap, chasing down the leading time of 32:33. It's clear and it's quick for now. To the Oxer that was just down for that of our penultimate rider. But it's clear for Paddy Reap, A and B. Now right-handed, all of those turning inside. Some of them really tight as well. It's an acute angle to the penultimate. So to the last and stops the clock in 34:26. Does go into 5th place. Ireland's Paddy Reap and Fernando. What a class to get us started on day number 2. Really good to see these pony riders coming out in such good form. Remember, yesterday was the first qualifier for the Nations Cup final for the ponies on Sunday, but there were less than 8 that came forward. So in fact, all of those Pony Nations Cup teams have gained their qualification for the final already, and as such, we won't be seeing any of them coming back to the Challenge Cup, which is the feature class tomorrow. Today, though, it is all about the Nations Cup Grand Prix. And now the ponies have reached a conclusion. We will be looking next to the junior riders, then to the children, and then to the young riders. But we take a look then at the final standings. 10 came through to the jump-off. And it's a win for Ireland's Lily Tully with Fireman. Cian Dorr takes 2nd with Sparkling Lackamore Joey. James Derwin also for Ireland with Rincula Babog in 3rd. Off the podium placings to Isabella Rogers and Queen Star in 4th. Paddy Reap for Ireland and Fernando in 5th. Laura Tiskins and Navajo finish in 6th for Belgium. Germany's Carlotta Merschel Foreman takes 8th. Avery Eden van Grunsven for the Netherlands in 8th. Madison Seedhouse 9th for Great Britain, and Selma Gustaf and Thielen rounds out the top 10 for Sweden. Well done to each and every one of them. The CSIO Juniors Nations Cup Grand Prix will be getting underway in just under 45 minutes time here at Centaur Park, starting at 9 o'clock. Look forward to having you all join us here on My Horse TV for the second of the classes here in the Ashford Farm Arena. It's the prize giving that comes next, but a great win for Lily Tully for Ireland. We'll be back in just under 45 minutes time.
to all competitors, 10 clear rounds producing 7 double clears, and the best of those today goes to Ireland and Lily Tenney. Ladies and gentlemen, in celebration of the win of Fireman and the brilliant Irish team here this morning, can I invite you to be upstanding as we play the national anthem of Ireland. Lily Tenney, Ireland, congratulations to you. It's simply superb here this morning at Centaur Park. Delighted to welcome forward the Chief Executive Officer of Centaur Park, our host for the weekend, Lawrence Maynard, to make the presentation of awards, joined by the President of the Ground Jury for the class, Mr. Prix from the UK. The gentlemen head to second and offer congratulations to Cian Gore. Ireland takes second. James Derwin's there in third. Ireland are all three on the podium. Isabella Rogers. Great day for Isabella. Well done for Great Britain. And Reed comes next. Double clear again for Fernando and Ireland. And the best overends are Belgium's Lara Tystens takes the same. Grateful thanks to the team of Renaissance by Prestige for their support of the Pony Grand Prix. One more thing to do. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Lawrence. Let's do the lap of honour. Lead away, the brilliant Lily Tenney.
Y'all ready for this?
Right, come on, Lily. We're going to take you on your own. Brilliant today. Congratulations to you. Simply the best this morning.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met.
Oh, congratulations.
You're simply the best.
It really was. So competition this morning as we stay with the world of the Grand Prix. But next one coming up is the CSIJ Nations Cup, the Juniors Nations Cup Grand Prix at 10. We'll We'll be back with you shortly.